This week, we're talking about the Unreal State of Unreal preview and giving at least one prediction for the upcoming slate of events. This is the Good Game, Bad Game podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Good Game, Bad Game podcast. Before we get started, I just wanted to bring attention to the fact that this episode is being recorded before PlayStation's State of Play. Due to the last minute announcement on PlayStation's part, it was kind of difficult for us to navigate around, so that is going to just get lumped into all of the other upcoming events. But with that out of the way, I'm your host, Spencer, and with me is a man who's scrambling to try and figure out how he's going to be able to keep up with all of these events. It's my co-host, Mike. Mike, clear the schedule.
Not gonna happen. I will be getting caught up on Monday, I'm sure.
I mean, what better way to spend a Monday, right?
Yeah, honestly, and I can get like I'll be able to watch in full like the events I want to watch. Then I'll watch the 15-minute recaps of all the other ones. So it is what it is.
Yeah, no, it's completely understandable. Honestly, sometimes I like to sometimes start like Summer Games Fest and what used to be E3, and like sometimes starting those like 15 to 20 minutes late is kind of nice, because then once it starts showing like FIFA, it's like, well, I don't care, and you can kind of skip ahead a little bit and like just move past that stuff. So having that little bit more freedom to kind of, or sometimes when like a preview or something starts to drone on, you can kind of just move forward.
Also, how is anyone gonna have time to watch all these things when the Switch 2 comes out today? It's already come out. It's in people's hands as we talk.
I thought it comes out. Oh, well, it comes out today as of the release of the episode.
Yeah.
Yep. Crazy that there's no like reviews for it ahead of time. Like
They probably have an embargo.
Say that again.
They probably just have an embargo until launch day. I'm sure once midnight hits, they'll all come out.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that it is, up until the release. Like, I'm surprised there's not a like a preview window ahead of time.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a very it's a very confident move.
Sure. Somebody, IGN has a review if the welcome tour is worth $10.
And is it just a one-word review?
No, because it's IGN. They got to get their ad revenue.
Gotcha. Is it a 2-word review? Hell no instead of just no?
No, this is like a recipe where the fucking author needs to give their life story, and then at the bottom it just says no.
For context, I really enjoyed games such as Wii Sports, Astrobot. What's another?
So they said, even though I enjoyed Welcome Tour more than I expected to, I walked away feeling more strongly that it should have been included with the console. Well, no fucking shit.
You took the words right out of my mouth. No fucking shit.
I'm gonna buy it.
Well,
I'm not even gonna buy it. I don't even have a Switch, but I'm gonna buy that. That's your ass. You got your Switch 2 lined up?
No, sir.
No? Wow.
No, sir. I didn't.
We don't either.
I wasn't one of the lucky few.
I'm thinking about going to GameStop today. Because I guess at 3 you can, and this is already old news by the time this podcast comes out, but I guess at 3 you can go like try to get one if you haven't pre-ordered.
Okay.
And then you just have to come back at midnight to get it.
Gotcha.
So I might give that a go. I also have to get up pretty early tomorrow and be on the road, and I'm gonna pass a Walmart like at open. So
yeah, I'm also like I didn't care to try and do the whole pre-order business. So I have no idea how hard or easy it was, and I was perfectly content to just wait on Nintendo to send me the like pre-order offer. Like I signed up
Yeah.
for that whole thing, and I never ended up getting that. Um, and so my plan was basically like I kind of feel like it may not be impossible to just like walk into a store and find one.
Yeah.
This isn't console release of 2020 all over again, and it certainly doesn't even feel like it. So, but I could be completely wrong. I could be completely that could just be like massive overconfidence. But they, Nintendo basically said as much that they were making enough consoles so that it shouldn't be uh like out of the question that you could walk into a Walmart, a Best Buy, a Target, or whatever, and there be one there. So
Yeah, I don't have that much faith.
yeah, I mean, I
I
don't
think
know.
it's gonna be a nightmare. But that's just a nightmare that at this point in my life, I'm willing to deal with. I was kind of in the same thing. I didn't go for any pre-orders, but I also had the assumption that like by doing the Nintendo one, with all they said like this, like that it'd be pretty easy to go in and get one. That okay, then I should be able to pre-order it, right?
Yeah, yeah, that was kind of my hope as well.
And I got an email in May that said like you weren't selected yet, but there's like still a chance. And it's
Yeah,
like I would have rather you have just said you're not going to pre-order it through us.
yeah.
Because then maybe I would have like looked through another outlet, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be a nightmare. I think they're far too confident to say that it's not going to be that they're going to be available. But we'll see.
I
I
also,
will
I also just
let you
don't
know
have.
first.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, you're gonna be in the midst of it like day one, but I
But
just
I'm also not going crazy. Like,
right. I just don't really like. I definitely would like to get one. Uh, you know, sooner rather than later. But I'm not like I'm not in a I'm not in desperation mode
yeah.
for it. And again, that's what I mean. Like it just has like a totally different feel for just where I'm at personally than the PS5 release, which was like I have to get my hands on this thing.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think that's just the thing with Nintendo consoles, which is crazy because like it'll probably get the most use out of any console in my house, just because both Justine and I will play it,
Right.
and we have a pretty good Switch backlog that we still need to work through as well. But it doesn't really move the needle. Like I
Yeah.
don't expect to get this and be wowed. I expect to get this and be like, okay, new Nintendo console.
I expect to get it and be wowed in comparison to the Nintendo Switch,
Sure.
but that's kind of where it stops.
Yeah, and that's fine. I
And I
think
think that's
that's
pretty right.
Nintendo's.
Yep. I think that's perfectly fine. Okay, well, Switch 2 stuff aside, what have you been
Yeah.
playing? So, because obviously not Switch 2 yet.
Not the GameCube either, in case you were wondering.
Uh oh.
Yeah. Is Super Mario Sunshine going to be on the GameCube emulator? Probably not, right? Because it was made a Switch game.
Um, man, that's a good question. I'm trying to
So I got to be
remember if
honest with
they
you,
if
if
they
I
showed
do
it.
get a Switch 2 tonight or launch day or anywhere in this launch window, basically before I need to beat the game, I might be playing it on Switch 2.
I think that's completely fine.
I know that goes against what I said, but at this point,
I mean, you'll still be playing it in its uh, air quotes original form. You'll have the benefit of being able to set up like save states. So if you're about to make a difficult jump, or well, and you can like
yeah.
rewind on the emulator version of this the Switch virtual consoles, right? Anyway,
Yeah,
you'd have that
it does
benefit.
appear that it will be. It does appear that it will be
A launch title.
on there. Oh, I don't know if it's going to be on launch, but it's going to be on the emulator. Is the emulator coming out at launch?
I thought so.
Yeah, sweet.
Sick, dude.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yep. There we go.
Okay, so you haven't started Super Mario Sunshine yet.
Yes.
Which,
Haven't started Super Mario Sunshine.
mind you, I think our date for that is. Let me just pull up a calendar real quick. Make sure I'm looking at this right. The episode that would release on July 3rd.
Okay, so I
So
got
you have
under
a
month. I'm gonna do it. I don't need to push back. I'm gonna do it.
Okay. Well, damn.
Do you? If you need to push back, I'm fine with that. Do you want to do 3 games this year?
Oh, let's give it another week before I
Okay. Okay.
completely
That's
throw
fine.
in the towel. Let's see if we can do this thing.
I seeing how this has gone so far with GameCube games. If I get a game like, I forget what I had, Metal Gear Solid or Death Stranding, like if I get a game like that, I'm gonna need as much time as possible.
Half a year.
Yeah, likely. Um, so yeah, no Super Mario Sunshine. Uh, I don't think we played any Split Fiction either since last week.
Oh, dang.
Justine's really been wanting to. We just haven't really had a chance. Um, what I did play was Ghost of Tsushima,
Nice.
and I can't remember the last time I played it. I know it wasn't terribly long ago, but I really struggled to remember the controls for that game. So like I kept using my throwables when I
Oh.
just wanted to change my stance, which was kind of brutal. Uh, so I'm playing this game, and Justine is watching me, and she's like, "So much for making this stretch out until Ghost of Yotai comes out." So I
Because
was just like bitching about how I have to play it more often because I can't remember the controls. I think checkmate.
yeah, man, she really got you there.
Yeah, she tends to.
Really cooked your ass.
Yeah.
Oh man. I mean, it's a big enough game that you can play enough of it to stay like comfortable with it without finishing it. I feel like
Yeah.
you just gotta set up like two Tuesdays. Tuesday nights are Ghost of Tsushima. Play it for an hour.
Brother.
You know,
Brother.
brother.
I can't commit to that. Here's the thing. Our weather has been just nonstop rain.
Yeah.
I can't commit to like one day of playing a video game because guess what? If it's nice outside, I'm going outside.
Yeah. No, I get that.
But I mostly need to commit to when it's raining, staying inside and playing video games instead of saying this is life now and still trying to do yard work while getting poured on.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I wouldn't say it's very fair.
I mean, I'm not a homeowner, so I can't speak to these things.
Yeah, I'm not either. I'm just squatting.
The
I like to keep the lawn mowed.
the yard work calls to you like the Green Goblin mask.
Exactly. I would be at this point in my life where I'd rather mow my lawn than play video games.
God, kill me.
I don't know. I'm looking at my lawn right now and I'm pretty happy with it.
Okay, so little Ghost of Tsushima. Anything else?
No, that's all I got. Tell me about MLB.
MLB's good. But
Good.
I've actually instead of playing Red Dead, I've been playing a lot of Inscription. which is a I don't know
You were
how
playing
to.
that last week, weren't you?
I can't remember if I brought it up last week or not, but if I did, um, I feel like it changed. The game changed since I last talked about it. It's a roguelike deck builder, but after air quotes beat the run, it starts to the game changes, and like the mechanics of it's still at its core a deck builder, but like the mechanics of like card buffs and stuff like that, and like attributes that like cards have, that all changes. And how you the cost of like how you play a card also changes and stuff like that. And it was really neat. There's like basically three phases, um each phase having its own kind of unique way in which you need to like play. It was really cool. And so I finished it. Like I finished the air quotes story for it, and then um after you beat the game, there's a basically a challenge mode that is back to like the phase one game setup, and you basically can just do endless runs of that and add on challenges and stuff like that. So then it actually becomes much more like a roguelike in that sense. Um, but it's a lot of fun. It's actually, now that I'm into like the challenge mode, per its name, it's very difficult, and it's making me realize that um, the base game itself is actually very forgiving and honestly maybe too easy. And now playing the actual game, I'm like, holy shit, I'm actually terrible at this. Um, but at the same time, it's a lot of fun. So played a good deal of that the past week, and it's pretty much it. Pretty much Inscription and MLB, and no Red Dead because I'm a dirtbag.
Yeah. Well,
Like I had the time.
sure. I had the time to play Super Mario.
Did you? It doesn't sound like you really did.
I played Ghost of Tsushima instead.
Yeah, we all
Granted,
make
I only played that for like an hour, but
right, right. And like, sometimes you have to make those hard decisions.
I'm like technically still working through my backlog by playing Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay. Well, no, I'm not giving you that.
But that was like the point.
No, I refuse. I refuse to concede and give you the benefit of the doubt there.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
that's extremely fair. You have so many good games to play through. It's actually really unfair, and I'm jealous.
Yeah, you should be.
All I have is MLB,
Yeah.
and definitely not an entire catalog of games that I've spent good money on and have just not even touched. All right, Mike, we're into the heart of the events, and we actually have the first one in the books. Unreal did a State of Unreal 5 little showcase, basically, in which they utilized The Witcher 4 to kind of show off the technology behind Unreal Engine. Um, it was a really cool showcase. If anybody is interested, it's an hour and a half overall. I only watched the first 30 minutes, and I feel like if you are somebody who likes playing video games and likes looking at video games, that is definitely enough. I don't think you need to go much further than that. But if you're somebody who's really interested in the overall like making of games, and maybe you have interest in making your own, then I would definitely say, probably watch the whole thing, because they, even within the first 30 minutes, they start to get really granular with how they build up the engine to do everything that it is you're seeing in the tech demo that they present for The Witcher 4. Um, really, really cool stuff. Um, Visually, it's it's so stupid and corny to say it's unreal, but like it genuinely is. It's unbelievable how good it all looks, and it's breathtaking. It's incredible. It was truly unbelievable to see, and the character models and how they move about and everything just looks so seamless. They went into like how, with a game like The Witcher, you're obviously your character. So in Witcher 4, Ciri is going to have like a lot of uh, different items on, and basically the layering that goes into all of that. So that when you're moving, the movement looks as realistic as you would expect. It was so freaking cool. And then they were going into, like the horse and how they actually build like they build like a muscular system and everything. Like they have to build all that up to try and make sure that all the movements look again as realistic as possible. Really, really cool stuff. And it's going to be awesome to see, a whole, new basically generation of games utilize this engine um, to whatever capacity they can. And it was really cool.
Are they gonna start calling themselves real moving forward?
They might have to. They genuinely might have to.
They get water physics down. I mean, come on.
And that was also something like they really went into the nature aspect, right? Like again, so if you see this and you are hoping to get information about The Witcher 4, I think all you get out of it is I believe they name a city or a town, and maybe like the overall region, which has already escaped me. And they tell you what Ciri's horse's name is, which I believe is Kelpie, if I'm remembering correctly. That's really
Like a
all you.
seahorse?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. That makes sense then.
C is for Ciri. All right. um, that's really all you
Proud of
get.
that one?
Yeah, I was, and and now maybe not. um, that's really all they give you in terms of like Witcher stuff. Everything else is they basically use The Witcher to help prop up, everything that they want to show. So yeah, just take that knowledge going into it. So they show, the wilderness and they show streams and the water, and then they peel back the layers to kind of show how the engine is like able to do like water flow, and how it like will I don't know. I'm not technical enough to get into all the details, but I believe it's called.
Polygons.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Just say polygons.
It's that's it. Yeah. That's at the end of the day, that's what it all boils down to. And then somehow you're presented with everything that they showed, and it's just incredible. So yeah, I think you might have a point about them needing to start calling it the real engine.
Fair enough.
One other thing that they showcased, which was really cool, and again, this is much more like on the developer side, um, but the like model creation that they have for Unreal Engine is it can get extremely granular, and again, just the character models look so realistic and like hyper realistic. And then they were also showcasing um how it can, trace an actor's movements, and basically in real time translate the expressions and movements of the person to the character model. And they had somebody doing it live, and like there wasn't any need for the person to have like a suit on or anything like that. Like they were just there moving and talking, and everything was lined up seamlessly with it, with very little delay. It was insane.
Bad news for big ping pong suit.
Yep. Yeah. They are.
Technology kills another industry.
It was just crazy. Truly. And then again, that started to get maybe a little more granular because like I'm not. Well, I mean, I guess to some degree, that tech could be housed within the like create a character centers to some degree, but yeah, it was just all really cool to see. And again, then it started to get into like these are the tools at the hands of developers, and that's when I was kind of like, all right, well, this is now like kind of out of my realm. But um, it's just wild that like we're at this point with games, and I'm genuinely sitting here wondering, like, how could it even possibly go a step further?
Unreal could sell a camera so you could body scan yourself,
Yeah,
put yourself in games.
there you go. There's an idea.
Yeah. Yep. Call me Unreal. I had no idea how you would do that, but my idea is out in the public, so your
just,
move.
just uh, just give your cell phone number.
8675309.
There you go.
Call me anytime.
Any takes from you on Unreal?
No, I didn't watch it. But it sounds impressive. Um it's I don't think are there any Unreal is The Witcher going to be in Unreal 5, or is it that are they now working on like a next
I
Unreal?
think Witcher 4 is going to utilize Unreal Engine 5, but that is the other thing to call out is that everything that they showed was just like a tech demo. It's not actual gameplay per se, right? So
Sure.
what we saw yesterday, or uh, when this episode comes out, technically 2 days ago, isn't at the end of the day. That's not what the game is going to look and play like. But still, like all that tech is there, and especially when it comes to like the surrounding and like environmental assets, that's where it actually will kind of translate.
Mhm. It's always kind of funny like when these tech demos come out. I don't know if you remember I think it was when Heavy Rain was coming out and they were demoing the face models for that game.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have this very distinct memory, and it's amazing because like kind of the same thing. And I know this is a tale as old as time. Like, how can it get any better than that? And then the game comes out and like, yeah, it's impressive, but it's not that.
Yeah.
Like, it's not what they showed in the demo. So like, there's part of me that's like, yeah, this is really cool, and then there's another part of me that's like, yeah, but this isn't what the game's going to look like.
Yeah, like how much power and everything did it take just for this demo, and how are you going to realistically be able to scale that to an entire open world game?
Right.
And the answer, from what they were saying, it sounds like you will be able to scale it like, pretty easily. But when it comes to like the actual, you know, up close and like more granular things, it might be difficult to have those be as pristine as the tech demo could showcase. But anyway, it's definitely interesting and worth kind of seeing everything that kind of goes into making these games look the way they do. Pretty cool. All right. With that, again, we've got a bunch of events coming up. I said it at the top. We're doing this before the state of play, so I would say that's fair game for this next part. What's like one prediction and maybe one like wish list, one hope for this upcoming slate of events. And I can go first on the prediction front. I think I have a pretty good prediction.
Okay. I did have a prediction that has since been confirmed, if that counts for anything.
Yeah. Okay. What was the prediction?
My prediction was going to be that we were going to get like, okay. I guess I can say this because I don't really know the depth of this, but my prediction was we were going to get gameplay for the new 007 game.
Okay. So you think we're gonna get gameplay?
Yeah.
Which I don't think that's been
Um,
confirmed. I think it's just been confirmed that we will get more of a look at 007.
right. So we know the name of it, I think. Actually, I guess I don't. Maybe this is just what they're calling like the reveal, but they just teased that there's a game reveal this week.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they're calling it First Light. I don't know if it's just like the first light on the game or if that's what the name of the game is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I'm pretty stoked about that. I kind of assumed when they said that that was going to be on Switch 2 that we were going to get some details soon.
Yeah.
Like when they specifically called that out during the treehouse or whatever it was.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's exciting. But other than that, I'll let you go because I need to think about this now.
Yeah. No. So my prediction is, and this isn't, I don't think bold, but it's definitely very surface level. I think the state of play is going to be the resounding weakest show of this entire weekend. Um, I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. Yeah, I just my expectation for state of plays anymore is fine to solid, you know? And I think Xbox is going to have a ton to show off. So I have potentially the highest hopes for that event. Probably circa 2 years ago, like very similar to how that event ended up being, which was when I believe we got our first look at South of Midnight, and they also showcased Metaphor. That was like the first time we saw like what Atlas was up to, and what else was in it? That was the big Starfield year. Um, the overall hype I had around that Xbox showcase, like walking away from it, is kind of my like almost my level of expectation for what this event could and hopefully is, or could be, I should say, and hopefully is. And then also, I think Summer Game Fest. I definitely have a feeling there I'm going to, potentially walk away kind of like meh, but there's so much that I know I'm going to walk away with probably a list of games that I'm excited for at the very least. Whereas the state of play, I think, has the most potential to just fall flat. And so that's my prediction. I think
Now,
the state of play is going to fall kind of flat.
what if the state of play has like full on gameplay for Wolverine and a release date?
Yeah, that's the risk I'm running here with this prediction. I think
You don't
if
think they're going to?
I don't. I think the peak of the state of play, the best part of it is going to be at the end. They're going to do like a like 5 to 10 solid minutes dedicated to Ghost of Yotai and showing off more for that. And that's great. And that'll definitely again make it so that it's like, yeah, this was worth it. But I just don't think anything else is going to be that like holy shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, certainly if
I
they showed off Wolverine and gave us a date, yeah, brother, I'll eat crow.
yeah, fair. I think my only expectation for Sony is more Ghost of Yotai.
Yep.
Mostly just because I want to get hyped up for it. Like I don't need to see anything. I don't need to see anything else.
Sure.
Um, just kind of want to get more hyped up for it. And then I think this is kind of a stretch, but it would be cool to see more from Naughty Dog's game too.
Right. Like again, if we do
I
get to
don't think
see,
we will.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly where I land. Right. Like if we were to see Wolverine, Naughty Dog's new game, plus what's it called? Intergalactic, right?
Yeah, Intergalactic, and then
And then
some long subtitle.
yeah, the First Light.
That's the James Bond game. Oh, was that the joke?
Yes.
Maybe take a step back today.
Damn. Oh my god. If we were to see Wolverine, Intergalactic, and Go See Otai, it's like that is objectively a very solid, if not great, state of play. And I just
Yeah.
like I know for a fact not to get my hopes up for something like that to happen. Yeah.
But if you really wanted to get your hopes up, Neil Druckmann did say Naughty Dog's working on something else.
Potentially, yeah. Potentially
What if they
a
just
secret
shadow
game.
drop something?
They didn't actually scrap the like factions game, and so they shadow drop it. It's free to play.
Yeah.
It's littered with microtransactions, but it's fine because you, as an adult, have the capabilities to just not buy and spend money on microtransactions, but other people will. So the game stays healthy and is continuously updated, and it's actually really good. And we all play it, and we all have fun, and we live together in perfect harmony forever and ever and ever. What if that happens?
Yep. What if that happens?
Yeah, then it would probably be the best event of the weekend.
I almost made a joke about it being an Uncharted 4 remaster, but apparently they already did that.
Did they?
I
Oh,
think apparently it was
yeah.
in Legacy of Thieves.
Yeah, it was like that and the like side, air quotes, side game.
Yeah.
Lost Legacy?
Yeah, that was it.
I think that both of those were bundled and upgraded for PS5.
I mean, they could. Okay, let's just really get in the weeds here for a second.
Okay.
They could shadow drop a Jack and Daxter game.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think they will.
But they could. What if they shadow drop a Jack and Daxter Vita game?
Okay. All right. I feel like I would put $1,000 down that they are not going to shadow, that PlayStation in general is not going to shadow drop anything.
Yeah, not really their MO, huh?
It's really not, right? Like it feels like a very safe bet to make. And that's how they get you. No such thing as a safe bet.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. And obviously I love PlayStation, so I'm not saying I want the event to be bad. My general expectation is that it's going to be the weakest of everything this weekend, and I don't think that's necessarily bad. I just don't think it has the juice, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Is there something? Is there like a is there a wish list item that you have? So yeah, this technically goes into the realm of a prediction in some ways, but if there's one thing that you're really hoping to get from this weekend, is there something that sticks out for you?
Splinter Cell remaster.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Why do I feel like
Yeah.
Ubisoft just like tweeted
His Sam Fisher's goggles? Because they did.
yeah, didn't they, like within the past week?
Yeah. They did. Probably because he's coming to Fortnite again or
Like,
whatever.
what's their problem? What's their deal?
They genuinely just love being assholes.
Do they have like a tracker on your blood pressure and then they like laugh when they do this stuff because they watch it spike?
It's probably because I talk shit on French people all the time.
And now,
It's because I went to Rome during French holiday and there were two girls making videos walking across the Roman Forum, and I got sick of waiting for them, so I walked through their video.
nice.
And they got all pissed and just saw the. It turns out it was the daughters of the family that own Ubisoft.
So then you were in the right, no matter what.
Well, I think I was, but I'm also American, so
Uh,
you don't drive on the right side of the road for nothing.
you said it, brother. Okay, Splinter Cell Remaster. Do you have a realistic wish list item?
No, not really. Man, and it's hard. It's hard because all that comes to mind is Xbox. Because at this point, I mean, I'm just. There's nothing from Ubisoft or EA or anything that I can care about. I mean,
Yeah,
the only EA game that I'll basically play at this point is a Joseph Fares game,
yeah,
which not getting anything there. Um, Man, I don't know. Maybe we'll see a new Forza Horizon game.
that'd be cool. I'm kind
So
of
I think we're in the Forza Horizon cycle right now. Um, oh, sorry. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Justine and I were just talking about it the other day. Oh, Perfect Dark. I would like to actually get like some
oh
concrete details
yeah.
about that other than like, yeah, we're making it.
It don't worry, it's still a thing.
Yeah, I think last year they actually showed gameplay. Very, very short stitch of
I
it,
think you're
but
right. Yeah,
I just remember like like them showing like walking down an alley or something and then kind of like jumping up to the roof.
yeah,
So I would say realistically, like from Xbox at least, that's what I'm looking forward to. I hope they do a Horizon teaser. I don't know that they've said anything,
yeah,
but I expect that to come out because that will come out sometime in October, November if they do announce it. And then yeah, Perfect Dark. I mean, I would love to have a launch window for that.
yeah. Okay, I like that. Again, a little more realistic than your other one, so I can
Yeah.
I
Well, like
can
I don't even know what we're probably gonna get it from Ubisoft and new Assassin's Creed.
I have no idea what to expect from Ubisoft, honestly. But yeah, I mean, I certainly it's not going to be anything new. So we know how that all went. Um,
Skull and Bones update. Tell you what, we're not getting an X Defiant update.
R.I.P.
Yep.
R.I.P. I am hopeful. I'm looking at Summer Game Fest partners, and they're not on there. Atlas. I would love if we got a like if we're looking for something that would be like really hype, and like a truly a big moment, one that gets Jeff Keighley to have shaky voice and tears well up in his eyes outside of Kojima stepping on stage,
Of course.
would be like the next Persona game getting uh, announced and maybe a tiny bit of story revealed for it. That would be like a very lofty, because I think that's a fairly unrealistic with Metaphor only just coming out last year. But that would be one wish list. One company that is a partner, so I think that sometimes lends to likely being then a part of the show, obviously, and like having something for during the show. CD Project. I hope not that we get more info on Witcher 4. I hope we see some of these other uh, games that they're apparently working on within the Witcher universe. I think it'd be really cool to see. I believe they're working on a remake of the first Witcher, if I'm remembering correctly.
Hmm.
Um, Maybe it's a remaster, but like it might be one of those remasters that might as well just be called a remake. Anyway, I would love to see some of those, again, like side Witcher projects. I wouldn't really expect a ton for Witcher 4, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do get like a second story trailer or something like that for it. That's just also so far away, and like I just I'm assuming it's so far away, and so I just kind of wonder what else they'd really be looking to show, since they only just showed that first Witcher 4 teaser during the Game Awards, so about 6 months ago. But those are my two, I guess, wish list items would be Witcher stuff, and maybe if we're lucky, something from Persona. But I'm excited. I'm really looking forward. This is always a very fun time of year, and we're gonna get lots to talk about. So definitely a good time of year for us and for things to talk about.
I just hope that they fill up the show before I see Borderlands come on stage, because that's when it's getting turned off.
Ugh.
So
Ugh.
here are cries, Jeff. Welcome to
It's
the show Borderlands. Put everything else first.
it's been a few weeks since I've, or maybe it's only been this week since I've been able to dunk on Randy Pitchford. So I'm really looking forward to having new content for next week. All right. Well, I think that'll do it for this week. Sorry.
Do you think there's a Randy Pitchford drinking game? If not, are we going to develop one?
I think
drink everything in your liquor cabinet when Randy Pitchford walks on stage. All right, that's the game, folks. Let us know how you do. We're not liable for what you do.
do.
And yeah, take us home, Spencer.
All right. Well, that'll do it for this week's episode. Thank you all so much for listening. As always, the next, probably months worth of podcast episodes are going to be dedicated to just about this weekend and the subsequent weekends worth of events that are going to be coming out throughout the month of June. So look forward to that. We'll be recapping and highlighting and discussing and doing all of that with each and every one of these events. But yeah, as always, thank you all so much for listening. If you could do us a favor and leave us a rating or review wherever you do listen to the podcast, that'd be greatly appreciated. And yeah, other than that, if you can share the podcast with a friend, it would help us out. And we will talk to you next week.